from New Hanover County Schools Television, powered by students. This is your school news.
Welcome to Your School News. I'm Vanessa Bergman.
And I'm Britton Kilborn. Topping our newscast, Career Readiness Center at Mosley hosts job fair. Hoggard Band 5K and 1 mile fun run, a success. And Trask Middle School participates in National Library Week.
Our top story this week, the Career Readiness Center at Mosley hosted their annual career fair for students. This year's added a few new twists for the students, introducing them to career and educational opportunities, but also providing them with financial and health living advice. We get the report from YSN reporter Mary Grace Stilley.
Students at the Career Readiness Center at Mosley took full advantage of all that this year's Career Day had to offer. Representatives from the Cape Fear Community College were in attendance to answer questions about the fields of study. Students had the opportunity to explore future opportunities in the construction field, automotive repair, marine science, and even nuclear technology.
So today I brought a Geiger counter and I brought a couple of radioactive sources. So letting the students mess with it, see how the Geiger counter reacts to having some radiation with it. And I'm also showing them an ultrasonic thickness detector. So we've got pipes all over the nuclear plant, of course, moving that radioactive water around, and we can't afford to have the radioactive water coming out of the pipes, right? So they're rusting from the inside because that's where the water is. So we actually use ultrasound to measure the thickness on the pipes.
Mosley's entire backyard was filled with hands-on experiences for students, from using a nail gun to working with epoxy compounds to wearing a high-rise construction harness. This year's Career Day had something for every interest, and students with the desire to be a first responder also had much to see and learn from the local medical law enforcement personnel. Mosley students learned that upon program completion, they must also take a test to earn licensing from the state in which they work.
Actually, I found a station that actually was involved with the career that I'm trying to find right now. And so I basically got more information on what I plan to do in like the different environments and stuff like that. And so basically I can see if I really do want to get involved in that field or not.
Organizers of this year's Career Day expanded the offering for students outside of their normal career fair offerings. In the school's media center, booths were set up to provide the students with a variety of healthy living guidance options. There was even a motivational session to get students charged up for success.
Oh, it was, I thought it was going to be a little cheap, you know, where it's just text and it wasn't going to be anybody talking because they're too afraid to get up on the mic, you know. But that was a lot more motivational than I thought it would be. It's cool. I like it.
While many students had a career picked out, most aren't ready for many of the other challenges of adulthood. This year's Career Day held sessions for students on managing their finances and understanding business concepts. Career Day at Mosley was an excellent starting point for the students, reminding them all why school is so important to whatever they want to do in their future. Reporting for Your School News, this is Mary Grace Stilley.
With the azaleas blooming and music playing from some extraordinary band students, the Hoggard Band 5K and 1 mile fun run was a perfect way to bring awareness to the band program at John T. Hoggard High School. The goal of this first ever 5K run and 1 mile fun run was to promote awareness of the importance of music education in schools. And thanks to a number of local sponsors, the Hoggard Band program was able to put on an awesome fundraiser race at Hugh McCray Park. This program is diverse and is made up of a number of different programs, including the marching band, color guard, and the jazz band, as well as the concert and symphonic bands. Band members played motivational music to support the runners along the course, and they showed off the skills they'd been acquiring all year long. To show their appreciation, whenever one of the 135 runners passed the finish line, the band played a triumphant song to congratulate them. Runners were even greeted with food trucks after the race so that they could refuel. This unique event is the only one of its kind in the area, and for its first year, the students were pleased to have a large turnout for their fundraiser. The Hoggard Viking Band demonstrated yet again with benefits of working hard and being dedicated to their craft. It is one thing to have talent like these students, but it is the hard work of the committed band members, instructors, and volunteers that makes this band so successful.
Isaac Bear early college student Zane Dash was announced as a winner at the North Carolina Science and Engineering Fair competition, which was recently held at North Carolina State University. In the senior division, 12 individual or team projects consisting of 18 students were selected as Grand Award winners and will represent North Carolina at the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Intel event is the largest international science competition in the world, drawing 1,800 students from across the U.S. and 75 other countries. Students will compete for awards and prizes totaling $4 million.
Trask Middle School participated in National Library Week by bringing in special guests to come in and read to the students. Dr. Michelle Parker from UNCW had great conversations about young adult literature with the 6th graders by reading The Hate You Give, a book about a young girl who witnessed her unarmed friend getting shot by the police force. Sheriff McMahon had a good conversation with the students on the book. The Running Dream, a book about a girl that loses one of her legs in a car accident and can no longer do the one thing she loves the most, running. The students got a chance to learn about the difficulties of reaching one's dream and what obstacles one must face to overcome them. First sponsored in 1958, National Library Week is a national observance sponsored by the American Library Association and libraries across the country each April. It is a time to celebrate the contributions of our nation's libraries and librarians and to promote library use and support. All types of libraries, school, public, academic, and special, participate. This is your school news on table and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Welcome back to your school news. I'm Brayton Kilborn. Blair Elementary at Porter's Neck was honored to host the 2018 North Carolina Azalea Queen, Miss Beth Troutman, and her court during the 71st North Carolina Azalea Festival. There were many special guests on hand and the entire school gathered for the visitors. YSN reporter Bobby Blue was on hand and has a full report.
Azalea Belle's beauty queens, cadets, and celebrities swept onto the Blair Elementary at Porter's Neck campus with sirens sounding and lights flashing under a beautiful blue sky. This made it possible for all the children at the school to get a chance to see Queen Azalea, Beth Troutman. Inside the school's multi-purpose room, everyone gathered for an exciting ceremony. Led by Principal Upgrand, the event included introduction of special guests, musical performances, and lots of applause and laughter. The president of the 2018 festival, Justin Wolf, thanked the school for opening its doors and being a part of the Queen's City Tour. As a token of the festival's appreciation, Mr. Wolf presented the school with a framed print of this year's Azalea Festival poster. Then Queen Azalea took the stage. She talked with the students about kindness and its importance in today's world.
Always, always be kind. One of the things that you can do every single day, and I know that sometimes maybe when you're in the lunchroom or when you're on the playground or when you're working in groups and classes, sometimes there's someone who's playing alone. Or maybe someone sits alone in the lunchroom. Or maybe someone doesn't always get picked for the team first. One thing I want you to promise me that you will do at least once a week, from here all the way through college, is go find that person. Go sit with that person. Go start having a conversation with that person. Maybe give them a hug and get to know that person. Because every opportunity that you have to share kindness is going to make your heart feel amazing, but you're also going to change someone else's life.
Thunderous applause followed the Queen's remarks. As a special gift to Queen Azalea, the school gave her a giant basket of North Carolina goodies from across the state. The visit wrapped up with the students from Blair presenting their rock and roll performance from Best Foot Forward. As the Queen and her court made their way out, many students got more chances to high-five members of the Queen's court and even took some selfies as mementos of the wonderful day. Reporting for Your School News, this is Bobby Blue.
Maddie David, a 7th grade student at the International School at Gregory, has been notified by the National Geographic Society that she is one of the semifinalists eligible to compete in the 2018 North Carolina National Geographic State Bee. This was the second level of the National Geographic Bee competition, which is now in its 30th year. School bees were held in schools with 4th through 8th grade students throughout the state to determine each school champion. School champions then took a qualifying test, which was submitted to the National Geographic Society. The National Geographic Society has invited up to 100 of the top scoring students in each of the 50 states, the District of Columbia, Department of Defense dependent schools, and U.S. territories to compete in the State Bee. Although Maddie will not advance to the national competition, she did answer 6 out of 8 questions correctly in round 1 of the state event.
Leslie Ferris, a senior at Ashley High School, is nominated by Dr. Mario Capecci, a winner of a Nobel Prize in Medicine, to serve as a delegate to the Congress of Future Medical Leaders in Lowell, Massachusetts this summer. During the Congress, students will view surgeries and have an opportunity to submit questions for the surgeons to answer in real time during the procedure. They will learn about state-of-the-art problem-solving tools and be inspired by world-changing researchers and prophets. They will feel the transformative energy of being surrounded by other young intellects just like them. Congratulations, Leslie.
Hoggard Student Government ISCS students collaborated together to bring awareness to autism this month by painting the school rock in support of all autistic students. Many students wrote Autism Rocks and painted their hands all over the rock. National Autism Awareness Month represents an excellent opportunity to promote autism awareness, acceptance, and to draw attention to the tens of thousands facing an autism diagnosis each year. Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, refers to a range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech and nonverbal communication, as well as by unique strengths and differences. We now know that there are multiple types of autism caused by different combinations of genetic and environmental influences. Check out these trending stories on the school system's website. Ogden students celebrated differences on World Down Syndrome Day with wacky socks. WCT meteorologist Gannon Medwick visited 5th grade students at Holly Tree Elementary to discuss meteorology. Chairman Higgins presented a check to the recipients of the Board of Education Scholarship for Future Teachers.
And Always Trending is your school news on Facebook and Twitter.